Welcome back to another video in our series. Before we dive into today's topic, hit that like button and subscribe too. It's a lot easier than figuring out German paperwork and way more fun. Your support means a lot. Now let's get started.
Question number 101. What applies with this traffic sign? I have to drive past obstructions on the left. True. The traffic sign dictates that you must pass obstacles on the left side, guiding the flow of traffic around any obstructions in the road. I am obliged to turn left. False. The sign does not require a left turn but specifies passing direction around obstacles. I may not turn right before the sign. False. This option is incorrect. The sign is about passing obstacles, not about turning right. Question number 102. What applies in the area 15 meters in front of and behind this traffic sign? Park. False. Parking is not permitted within 15 meters of the sign. Only stopping is allowed. Stop. True. Stopping is allowed, but it should be done in a manner that doesn't obstruct passengers boarding or alighting. Not obstruct passengers boarding or alighting. True. When passengers are boarding or alighting, they must not be obstructed, and vehicles should pass on the right at walking speed if necessary. Question number 103. What applies with this traffic sign? I have to signal a right turn. True. The sign requires a right turn, which must be indicated with your signal. I may only continue driving by taking a right turn. True. You are obligated to continue only by turning right, as directed by the sign. I may also continue driving by taking a left turn. False. Left turns are not allowed as per the sign's instruction for a mandatory right turn. Question number 104. What applies with this traffic sign? I have to anticipate taxi moving off and coming to a stop. True. The sign indicates a taxi stand, so you should be prepared for taxis arriving and departing. I may stop. False. This area is reserved for taxis, so other vehicles should not stop here. I may park. False. Parking is not permitted at a taxi stand, which is exclusively for taxi use. Question number 105. What does this traffic sign combination indicate? The road may not be used by traffic in winter. False. The sign does not restrict winter use but indicates that winter sports are permitted. The road may only be used with snow chains. False. The sign doesn't specify the use of snow chains. The road may be used by winter sports enthusiasts. True. The additional sign indicates that winter sports enthusiasts can also use the road, which other motorists need to accommodate. Question number 106. What do you have to be aware of in this traffic situation? Cross the lane marking in order to overtake. False. It's prohibited to cross the continuous lane marking, even for overtaking. Cross the lane marking if oncoming traffic permits this. False. Even if oncoming traffic allows, crossing a continuous lane marking is not allowed. Not cross the lane marking. True. The continuous lane marking must not be crossed under any circumstances, ensuring road safety and adherence to traffic rules. Question number 107. What must you be aware of on this priority road? Parking is permitted if there is a clear space of at least 3 meters between a parked car and the lane marking. False. Parking isn't permitted as there's no 3 meters clearance between a parked vehicle and the lane boundary on this priority road. Parking is prohibited. True. Given the lack of necessary space, Parking is prohibited on this priority road. You may not cross the lane marking. True. Crossing the continuous lane marking is not allowed, maintaining lane discipline and safety. Question number 108. You want to overtake. What is the right thing to do? Not overtake. False. Overtaking is not outright prohibited in this scenario. Only overtake if I remain in the right-hand lane while doing so. False. Staying in the right lane while overtaking isn't a requirement here. Overtake. True. You can overtake provided it's done safely without endangering or hindering other traffic. Question number 109. As a resident, you want to drive into a cycle highway that has this sign. What must you be aware of when doing so? Cycles may travel alongside one another. True. Cycles have the freedom to ride side by side in this zone. Cycle traffic may not be impeded. True. You must ensure that your driving doesn't hinder cycle traffic. Vehicles may not be driven faster than 30 km per hour. True. A maximum speed limit of 30 km per hour is enforced to ensure the safety of all road users, especially cyclists. Question number 110. Who may enter a street that has this sign? All moped riders. False. Moped riders are not allowed as mopeds are not considered bicycle traffic. All cyclists. True. Cyclists are permitted as the sign specifically indicates a bicycle street. All persons visiting residents. True. Visitors of residence have legitimate access to the street as per the sign. Question number 111. This road traffic sign is displayed for your lane. What must you be aware of? I may only use this lane if my vehicle can and is allowed to drive at a speed of at least 60 km per hour. True. The sign indicates a minimum speed requirement of 60 km per hour, which must be adhered to when using this lane. I may not drive faster than 60 km per hour. False. This option is incorrect. The sign specifies a minimum speed, not a maximum. I must drive at a minimum speed of 60 km per hour, if permitted by the road and traffic conditions. True. The sign requires maintaining at least 60 km per hour, subject to road and traffic conditions. Question number 112. What is the maximum speed a vehicle may drive in a zone with this sign? Start of a bicycle zone. A maximum speed of 30 km per hour applies to traffic on the road. Bicycle traffic must not be endangered or impeded. If necessary, motor vehicle traffic must reduce speed further. Question number 113. What does this traffic sign indicate? As far as the urban limit. False. The sign does not refer to the urban limit. Only at the next crossroads or junction. True. The sign indicates that the right-of-way is applicable at the next intersection or junction. At all crossroads and junctions on this road. False. It is not applicable to all crossroads and junctions, only the next one. Question number 114. What does this traffic sign indicate? The end of an autobahn. False. The sign does not signify the end of an autobahn. The start of a clearway for motor vehicles only. False. This is incorrect. The sign is not about a clearway. The start of an autobahn. True. The sign indicates the beginning of an autobahn, where motorway rules apply. Question number 115. What do the white markings on the road mean in this situation? Highlight a duty to give way, due to the right before left rule. True. The shark's teeth markings indicate an obligation to wait, typically at a road junction due to the right before left rule. Indicate a traffic calming zone. False. These markings are not for traffic calming but for giving way. Are a warning about the poor state of the road surface. False. The markings do not relate to the road surface condition, but to giving way. Question number 116. What is the rule created by the road markings in this situation? Approach the junction cautiously. True. The shark's teeth road marking signifies a waiting obligation due to the right before left rule. You should approach the junction carefully and yield to any vehicle coming from the right. Give way to the red vehicle. False. You only need to give way if there is a vehicle coming from your right at the intersection. Come to a stop in front of the road markings. False. There is no obligation to stop unless there is traffic approaching from the right. Question number 117. Which traffic sign gives right of way at the next crossroads? Traffic sign 2. False. This sign indicates end of priority road, not right of way. Traffic sign 3. False. This sign signals priority over oncoming traffic in a bottleneck, not right of way. Traffic sign 1. True. Traffic sign 1 indicates that right of way exists at the next intersection or junction. Question number 118. Which traffic sign gives right of way? Traffic sign 3. False. Traffic sign 3 does not indicate right of way. Traffic sign 2. True. Traffic sign 2 indicates that right of way exists at the next intersection or junction. Traffic sign 1. False. Traffic sign 1 does not give right of way. Question number 119. What is allowed on priority roads outside built-up areas? Stopping on the right edge of the roadway. True. On priority roads outside built-up areas, stopping is permitted on the right edge of the roadway if it does not obstruct traffic. Parking on the hard shoulder. True. Parking is allowed on the hard shoulder, including designated parking spaces, provided there is enough space. Parking on the roadway. False. Parking directly on the roadway is not permitted. Question number 120. What ends here? All previous zonal prohibitions. False. The sign does not indicate an end to all zonal prohibitions. A priority road. True. The traffic sign marks the end of the priority road. A controlled parking zone. False. This option is unrelated to the sign's meaning.